Hello, friends. Here we are, Untold Reality, back at the madness again. Now, some of you may remember me from previous episodes, such as... Oh, wait, I purged those all years ago. To those who are new to my channel, I have not had an easy go of things. To those who are not new, oh, welcome back to the madness. I've decided to embrace the madness by playing this game that I love and turning what was once a bad experience into a good one. So friends, welcome to Breath of Fire 3. This is a game I've been playing for an exceedingly long time now. I'm gonna say probably about 20 years. It's a game I'm very familiar with. Gonna have actually a lot of fun with it because I haven't played it actually in a long time now. Probably in about 2-3 years. I fiddled around with it in the Vita version, but we are gonna do this here. So, to those who don't know what this game is about, if you're for some reason jumping into the third Breath of Fire, okay. As you can see, there are dragons. And as you can see, there are animal people. This world is kind of the... You'll get a bit of the generic fantasy, sort of what if, let's put various creatures together. Let's put things inspired by various faiths or belief systems around the world. You'll get that a lot of that stuff put in here, as you will with any RPG, especially JRPGs of this era. So Breath of Fire has, I believe, 5 games now. So there's obviously 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I think either Breath of Fire Legends or something along those lines is a thing as well. Future me, edit the titles onto the screen during that white flash. Thank you. So our journey begins, no backstory. It is generally accepted, an overarching continuity between all these. This game gives you nothing until actually pretty close to the end. Now, one thing, aside from at one point of the game, I will not be playing with audio. You will hear audio. I will not. I actually find it really distracting when I start doing along with the music, and that's a habit I don't want to have. So, there's only a few points in the game in which audio cues are an important thing, and that'll be much, much later. But anyways, here we are, little green dragon, having a good old time, just finding ourselves in this mine, and we just destroyed a mole and a wolfman. So I'm going to say Bakuryu and Yugo. So call back to one of my first videos ever, in case there's anyone still watching who remembers Breath of Fire. Not Breath of Fire. God, that's what we're playing. Bloody Roar. Lots happened. Let's see, it's been probably, I'm going to say at least 3 years since I posted anything. And in that 3 years, a lot's gone on. I've lost almost all my consoles, but I still have my actual games. So it's not too bad of a boat to be in. So something I'm actually gonna go over in this section of the game. So I've never been able to pull it off. I'm gonna show you. So for example, if I attack, I will instantly kill any of these guys. If I try to use an ability, all I've got is Whelp Breath, which at this point is an instant KO against everyone, which I don't want to do. So instead, I can't examine and I can't use an item, nor can I escape, nor can I charge. I can charge, I'm not going to. I'm going to defend. So what'll happen, he attacks me for 1 damage, I instantly counter with Whelp Breath and kill everybody. Now, I used to spend a lot of time in online forums for this game, just because I loved the mythos of it, the fun of it, the fact that you can just talk to people and they're just like, don't hurt me. It's like, I'm not going to, man. You're an NPC. Yeah, so there's a lot of things in this game where you'll get stuff like that, where it's like, can I lose this? Can I not? Can I win this? And there's that battle is a point where it's like, I feel like if odds went in the wrong favor, if they critted enough, then I might potentially die. But then there's so few battles in here, they would all need to crit. So mathematically, somewhere, it's happened. But I've been playing this game for almost 20 years now, never seen it happen, ever. Would love to try. I've tried to abuse save states to make it happen, and I just got bored after like 4 hours of being in here, because it usually takes just takes a few minutes. So yeah, I'm not gonna take several hours to do this. I think the way I'm gonna do this is that my videos will probably be around half an hour, I'm thinking. Up here there is stuff later. I'm gonna try to avoid spoilers. I've played this game so many times I know it, so I know I might not be able to avoid them. But I will do my best, because I know there's some who haven't. I know there's some who enjoy canon and storylines not being exposed ahead of time. I usually don't have a big problem with it as long as it's done properly. Like, if things are alluded to, fine. If there's like big game-changing events that are just like, haha, this is a thing 4 hours ahead of time, no. So I won't do that. Now, here's another one of those battles that I was talking about before. I've had people say you can win this battle. No. There's absolutely no way in which this battle can be won. For example, I can attack the operator or the worker. Now, if I attack the operator, it's just a normal attack, nothing will happen. If I attack worker, nothing really happens. If I try to use Whelp Breath, this happens. Just a generic textual, no, don't. And you see the skull of it, looks like a large dragon. And so you get all interested, being like, maybe there's like a Papa Dragon. And then you get clotheslined by a hoist. Oh, that's not the right word. A crane. There you go. That's the right word. And then the game kind of begins. Now, this game has an incredibly slow beginning. So I'm going to use this to kind of catch all of you guys up about what's been going down in Andrewland. Now, when we last touched base, I was living in Montreal. I was living right at Papineau and Rochelle, which anyone from Rochelle knows is right by Parc La Fontaine, which is probably one of the most beautiful like urban settings I've ever been in. If anyone ever goes to Montreal, please go to Parc La Fontaine. It is gorgeous. It will not disappoint. There's a lot of fun stuff that always happens there. Now while I was talking, I just kind of did that whole train thing. Now you can kind of take your time on that train. Nothing changes. You'll just kind of be on a train taking a little ride. All that you do is kind of mash directions, and then gradually you kind of push yourself off of the train and cause the game to really begin. Now this is Ray, who at this point we obviously don't know who he is. In previous Breath of Fires, there are characters that are similar, but there's no one that's like, I know who that is. Enemies are kind of just, they are what they are. You don't really know what's what at this point. So the way this game works, there's a lot of early PlayStation 1 games, lots of reskins. So those enemies, we're probably going to see about 5 or 6 different versions of them over time. Now something I'm planning on doing is at the end of any episode, any new enemies that we've come across. I'll try to splice this in during. I'll be honest. I love terrible editing. I am a bad editor, not a fan. So my thinking is just to smack it all in the end as an end note. I'll try to edit it in between. I'll be honest, don't got time for that. But if I do, I do. If I don't, I don't. We will find out as we go. Now, so the story here is dragon fell off the cliff in the cage. Now there's a broken cage, and now a little naked blue-haired boy who just called this cat man mommy. Now, I've had some pretty confusing moments in the last couple of years. I've never been so confused as to call a cat man mommy. But I've also never been a little blue-haired boy naked in the woods. So, I'll give him this one. Now, for those of you who don't know me, who are wondering who's this dude who's talking like an idiot. So my name's Andrew, or Untold Reality, or Lake, depending on what part of my world you fall into. Call me any of them. Doesn't bug me. I record as a means of release. As a means of, I've got thoughts, I've got things on my mind, I've got excess energy, I need to let it out. So that's why I record. Some people record for views, some people record for attention. I will have an incredibly low view count. I know this. So if you want to mock me for it, go ahead. I will ignore your comments. What I prefer, active conversation. I like people actually commenting on things, giving real advice, giving real thoughts, bringing up philosophical points and things that I can talk about in later videos. I love active communities, and it's something I had a very small community of before, but I did have an active community. I am hoping the same thing can happen. Now, I'm not Mr. High Energy. I don't do that. I will not even pretend I'm that. I don't rage quit. I'm not immature as that can be. I just like to hope this is factual and in a weird, maybe calming for people, interesting. I don't know. Honestly, you want me to talk about something, put it down below. If I see it in time, because I usually record a couple of videos at once. If I see it in time, or I'll add it to my next recording session. So depending on how I go about this, because I'm really not sure how often I'll be recording or what I'll be doing, but I'll put it up there when I can. It's the last few years. Now, so I told you all, last time I touched base, Montreal. That was 3 years ago. So I spent just over 2 years teaching in China. I had a really good time. Also, that purple-haired dude, remember him. He will become very important later, and it's real weird that he's here now, because there's some time shenanigans implied. Same with this lady. You're supposed to be like, this lady's cool, because she's like a weird angel thing. An implication of maybe we're her kid? There we go. Yeah. So remember her too. She's important. Yeah, so 2.5 years in China. Loved it. Great kids. Kids were adorable. Learned a smidge of Mandarin. No, I will not use it. I'm working on getting my French back, but that's it. So, here we are, in control of Blue Boy. So, a lot of buttons don't work yet. Our menu doesn't pull up anything. Action, nothing to make action with except for that book over there. Attack, nothing. I can walk, however. So, game begins. We now have access to Ryu. Now, some of you might know what Ryu is in Japanese. Most people who play games in the last, I don't know, 30 years, kind of know already. At least you should. But it's dragon. So just keep that in mind. Now, I know where I'm going, so I'm not about to meander. I will meander later, but just because this is such early game, I would rather not waste your time and mine. It's just how I work. Now, I would like to go up here, but it's literally not letting me. Usually it gives you like a question mark or like a block. As you pop into the woods in different places. This is kind of handy for later. Nothing right now. Over here will open up as well. And down here, even though right now it's useless, this does become specifically useful later. We will get there shortly, along with these. This is a much, much later thing, but it will be nice. Now, I want to go down this road as well, and I can't. So our only real option is McNeil. So as this goes on, I'm going to continue filling you guys in, I think. Now, for those who did their homework, I was dating this woman named Laura. I was absolutely enamored with her, and I'm going to talk about her. I'm going to attempt to do it only in this video and not again, because I don't feel the need to talk about her more than is absolutely necessary. Now, we got engaged in China the night that Trump won, because we were so sad that the world had come to that we needed a good memory. So we got engaged, and we came home, and we got married. I am still technically married, except at 98 days of being together, I found out she was seeing someone else. And so I served her with my divorce paperwork, which actually got shut down by the judge. So I have to wait a year of us being separated. So technically I'm still married. Definitely not actually though. Not living with her, haven't talked to her since, not going to talk to her since. So I would like to just get that out there. So if anyone does want to talk about me or Laura or remember any of that, just please don't. I will also be putting up a video I recorded the night of my bachelor party, where a bunch of friends and I played Smash for a while, which went terribly. But we were actually really happy when everything was happening. So it's been a really rough last 7 months now, getting better, finally. Not as down and anxious as I was, but getting there. Yeah. So I think that's the most I'm going to go about that. Now, the game is about to kind of let us get control, which is nice, because I really genuinely enjoy this game. I think its battle system is nice and clean. I think it lets you customize things just enough to be interesting. The enemy skill system is great. I'm going to try to get every skill. Some of them I won't be able to get, but I'm going to do my best. There's some I know I'm not going to remember. And there's some I'm going to have to go much later to get. Like I know there's a skill I can get right now for Aigoo's that I'm going to try to get right now. That I'm not really certain I'll be able to. I think Ryu in his base form is too strong, which is weird. That if I can't get literally right now, then I'm going to have to come back much later. But that's okay. I can do that. So I'll show you tactics. So you can rotate who's where, and you can put people on point on attack. Benefit to that person who's in position 1, their attack goes up. I will put these statistics up, so I'm not even going to bother saying numbers. So their attack will go higher, but they will also be attacked more regularly. Whereas if you go to defense, it doesn't prioritize anyone. As far as I know, it slightly lowers attack, but then raises defense. So it's not just, yay, we get more defense. There is a cost, so to speak. And then here it's just normal, nothing's changed. So I'm actually going to do defense for now, because we are so weak that we need it. I'm hoping there is an Aigu here. No. However, there's someone else we can try to learn from. So, the way that abilities work is when you examine people, what you're doing is you're hoping they use an ability that someone in the party can learn. And if they do learn it, there's a big old Solid Snake style exclamation mark over their head. Now I need this dude to actually give me this tech. If he doesn't give it to me in another turn, if he attacks Ryu again, I'm just gonna have to attack him. You spend a lot of time doing this later in the game. There are certain abilities that are really useful. I would like you to try to use blind again, please. Okay, no, you're just gonna die. One more. Gambler's fallacy. No, okay, you're gonna die. I'm gonna commit to the die. So, this is run away. You hold R1 for that one. For L1, however, you charge. What that does is just everyone will attack until you put in a command saying stop. Now these enemies are obviously very, very weak. I'm aiming to not level up until I get to an Aigu, because there's an ability, I believe. Oh no, it's not from an Aigu. No, it is from an Aigu. I'm gonna run because I can't handle this fight right now. There's two enemies that I think I might be confusing the abilities. Future me, if I am, put something up right now. I might be confusing things between normal and like an enemy that's here and a bat. My hope, he's gonna run before, he's too fast for us right now anyways. My hope is to hit an Aigu, not kill it. There's an attack it's supposed to use afterwards that I'm hoping to get that attack. Now I know bats later do the same thing. I will definitely need to come back for them because I will be too strong by the time I get to them, hands down. That or I wait till the very end of the game to get that ability, because you can get the same ability in the last area, like very last area. So it's either like really the second area or the last. Here we go. Ray defends, Teepo defends, Ryu attacks. Okay. I believe they have 10 HP. I believe. So now what we want to do, if I did this properly, since we've attacked him and not killed him, I think. Or was I supposed to blind him? Future me, cut this all out if I was wrong. Am I wrong? I'm not going to check because that takes too much time. I'm just going to kill him. So, let's see. How long has it been? 24 minutes? We'll go another 5. Defeated a powerful enemy. Oh god, no. So this game does this weird thing where it tells you that sometimes they're powerful when they are really not. Don't know why. It's a thing. Now these two monsters that you see floating around, they are NPCs, even though what you're supposed to do is blind him. I'm remembering now, which I obviously have to get blind first from the bird, which I don't think one of these guys can actually learn. Certain allies can learn certain attacks. So if I can't get something now, I will get it later on. Now, items like Skill Ink and Ammonia, I will go through items later and explain kind of what does what on a need-to-know basis. I don't use items very much. I don't like them. I feel like they're kind of cheating. I do them a lot early game because you kind of need to make sure you don't, die. But yeah, items in general I avoid. It's just the playstyle I've always used. So like, for example, I'm gonna have Ray examine, Tipo examine, and Ryu heal himself. Healing usually has higher priority, so it usually goes first, unless your speed is way off. At least that's the way that the game kind of presents it. Use blind, man. Come on. Used it once. Okay, you're just gonna die. Just die. And there we go. Dead. So as of right now, we are 3 kids running around in the forest, killing stuff. And so all of this monster is going to teach you is don't be afraid. I'll tell you about camping. Basically, camping, you can go heal yourself by sleeping in the middle of nowhere. It won't bring your health back up to maximum if you've been KO'd previously. What it will do is just refill you to wherever your maximum is right now. That'll make sense later. I will explain this correctly. Skill notes. Skill notes are once you learn abilities, you can actually get those abilities and hand them to other people in the group. So if you don't want that ability to stay on you, you can move to someone else. Master Lists are those that also teach you side abilities. Some of the best techniques in the game come from certain masters that once we unlock them, I will go through that. What I will also do is include masters, what techniques they teach, when they teach them, what levels you'd have to be at, yada yada yada. Gong Head. So this dude teaches an ability as well. We do not have a guide to learn it right now though. There's a certain abilities are character specific. His is character specific. And we will not have that guy for a long time. Level up screens. Normal things. We're all used to it. HP, power, agility, intelligence. Now, obviously HP, everyone knows what that is. Power, attack, agility, speed, intelligence, magic. As you can see, Ryu, really bad stat gains. Tipo, same stat gains for now. Tipo starts to kind of evolve into a bit of a powerhouse. He gets actually some decent magic spells. That is a he, by the way. Something that was lost on me when I was younger. When I was younger, I was like, long hair, it's a girl. Until I had long hair myself. Which I do not. I'm actually losing my hair. It's quite sad. Since we now have our normal equipment, what we can also now do, we can also cut bushes. Benefit to cutting bushes. On occasion, you find stuff. Usually, it's just a couple zenny. Sometimes it lets you into new zones. You can also kick rocks as Tipo, or pick locks as Ray. Now, something we are going to learn right now, if someone will do it. No, no one's gonna learn it. Okay, that influence attack. You want that for much later. What you also want Ray to do is pilfer. Pilfering is your way of stealing items from enemies. Boss Goblin at this point will drop. Aha! Ryu learned the technique I wanted. Perfect. If you can steal it before you kill it, Boss Goblin drops a piece of armor that for some reason is the strongest armor in the area for now. It's a waist cloth. Don't know why it's so powerful. He doesn't let go of it very easily. But, oh well. If we get, I usually just grind off screen, quote unquote off screen. I know there is no off screen right now when you're playing on your own. That made sense. It is usually worth it to get. Now, influence right now does nothing. Officially what it does, let's actually go into our menu. ability. So Ryu has a skill called Bait Enemy. As of right now, that does nothing. Any Berserk enemies will be susceptible to this. I'm actually going to kill... Yeah, see, I picked the wrong one. I'm going to kill one of these guys because I can't handle both, I don't think. Just in case. I'm going to show you... Oops. I'm going to show you how magic works in this game. So obviously different fight animation for Tipo. Which is... Yeah, so if they have an item, it will tell you couldn't steal anything. If they don't have an item, it'll just say there's nothing to steal. So that's your way of kind of knowing who has a drop, who doesn't. So for example, Tipo's health right now is yellow because he's low. That's the one way in which health can be yellow. The other way is if you have fainted previously. If one of us faints in this fight... Oh, no one learned it. Damn. If someone faints, what happens is their maximum health gets lowered by a certain percentage. But I think it can do this a handful of times until the game kind of just takes pity on you and stops reducing their max HP. The only way to get that HP back is to rest in an inn. If you rest through camping, you do not gain that back. You gain it back to the maximum level of what it can be right now. I'm going to try one more time to do this. I would just like this ability now because it makes things a lot easier later on, but we'll see. Now it's very thin, but there is that nifty little purple bar above our health that basically shows, hey, this is what your magic is. This is how much mana you have, essentially. It becomes very important later on. Especially as Ryu. Let's see. 5 HP. We'll do this one more time, and then we'll kill him. Okay, I can't use that. Let's use an apple. Oh, we died. Great, I'll get to show you the health thing. That was unplanned, but okay. I am happy to do it. And so the less people you have alive, the more experience is issued to those people. So now Ryu has a max of 20 HP. And I only have one right now. So we're going to get out of here. Hopefully before we trigger another fight. Nope. Nope. Oh, normal goblin? Alright, let's just kill you. I think you can steal a pointed stick off them. I'll try to do those enemy stats, if not during the battle, just as text. I'll do it post-battle with like a little screen. Alright. So Ryu, 20 health. We are now going to... So this is a campfire. This is what camping does. Don't know where we were keeping this massive tent, but we were keeping it somewhere. So now when we rest, all that does is get us our immediate health back of what we currently had. So that 20 is still there. How much any do I have? 50? Okay. I think that's enough for in town. I don't think they do it 100 yet. That would be kind of mean. Let's go show how this mechanic works. Now the first time you go into these towns, yeah, this is going to be the last thing I do. This video is going a smidge longer than I intended. The first time you go to this town, if you talk to anyone, they're actually just really mean to you. With not really any context for why. What it ultimately is that... oh yeah, it's not this house. That's who we were trying to steal from. The inn is Mia. So I had 53. 30. Great. Let's rest. So Ryu was at 20 as of now. Now that we've rested. Nope. We will not save. I will do that off screen. No, I don't. I did not hit that button either. And now that we open our menu back up, 22. Which that to me is, I know it's not that. I know it's actually that we lost an 11th of our health, not a 10th, but it's basically 10% of the health. That would make sense if it was just an easy 10. But yes, I think that's right. 11th, whatever. Anyways, friends, I'm going to end this here. Keep in mind, I've not recorded in 3 years, so I know this is hurting. But yeah, thank you guys for getting through this with me. And yeah, I will see you all around. Take care, guys.